Doodlebud here. Today we're checking out this lovely pen. This is the second one sent to me by Eureka. They are out of South Korea. And I gotta tell you, this thing is pretty sweet. This is a faceted version. Their Dodecagon, which means 12-sided. The other pen I was sent was their Symmetry. Smooth and simple, as you can see. This is made of Peak, which is a very awesome plastic, very strong engineered plastic, great stuff. This one, as you can see, is made out of Ultem, which is quickly becoming a very, very popular material. For those who don't like a roly-poly desk pen without a clip or roll stop, we'll just make it a Dodecagon, and you have fixed that problem. So the cool thing with this pen, we have a threaded cap. The threads, by the way, are just absolutely glorious. You just zip, and that's it. On it goes. How many, I don't even know how many turns it is to unscrew. Let's just have a look. Let's key it that way. I think it's 1.5, 1 and a smidge. So it's already a fast turning pen. But because the threads are done so well, you can just zip them like that. Cool thing. So this is faceted, body and cap. How do you line that up? Well, very, very simple. If you look inside the cap here, if we use my nib as a pointer, we have a 1, 2, 3 triple start thread. And so what you do, you have 12 sides divided by 3 is 4. So as long as your start number on your threads is divisible evenly into your feature, then you're going to line up every single time. So it's not a crazy hard problem to do, but you just got to think about it, and it works out quite well. So whenever you put this on, you don't have to worry about orientation. Everything is good. This time around, we also have a logo on top. And as you can see, the center of the light bulb is dead nuts on the center bore down inside that cap. So you might as well do that. And then even the little dashes there, they're lined up on the facets, on the flats of the facets or the corners. Nice attention to detail. And that's the thing, you're looking at the drawing anyways when you're making this, and so you're just being mindful, you're aligning things, making sure they go in the right spot and go, oh, we should put it that way so it looks just a little bit sharper. So good eye on that one. One neat thing with Ultem is the color changes a little bit depending on the material thickness, the wall thickness. So you can see we're a little bit thinner down here, a lighter yellow color, and where it's thicker, just like at the very end, it becomes a nice dark amber color. So that's a nice feature with Ultem. You can also polish this. I haven't done that with an Ultem pen, but I've been thinking about doing that, just getting a really, really high gloss polish on there. You can do it manually buffing it or even with a vapor polish as well. But that's something I'm thinking of doing. If we have a look at the section, so we have 12 sides on the body and on the section. If you can see, we got the lighting. We got 2 more flats for every 1 flat here. So this is a 24-sided section. So you actually have a nice little grip to it as well. Ultem is grippy, so you don't have to worry about that, but it just gives a nice texture, nice feeling. You do have a bit of a step down here, but all the edges are broken everywhere. We have chamfers where they need to be, so this does not bother you. If you like gripping right here, you're not going to be disappointed. The pen length is also a very smart decision. Just overall dimensions, this is going to be good for lots of different hand sizes. Like I have a pretty big hand, and you know, I don't have to post this pen. You can't anyways, so but it's a really good size. And even if you have a smaller hand, because it's Ultem, it's not too heavy. Like it's got some good length to it. I'll do a size comparison in a second, give you dimensions, all that good stuff. But no matter your hand size and how you grip, I think this is going to be comfortable for everyone. The diameters, the size, just everything with it as well. Cartridge converter pen. Only recommendation I would say is if they switch to the converter that's included, where you have the little spring in there or a ball just to break the surface tension. Some inks need some help with that as well. I haven't had any problems, but sometimes you can. You can also eyedropper this, and that is one other recommendation I would make as well. Same with on the Symmetry, is if they just added a groove here to accommodate an O-ring. You can put some silicone grease on here to seal it off, to eyedropper it, and then you'll have a ton of ink capacity. But having a little O-ring on there, which it would help a little bit as well. So you'd have to put that there and just a little clearance on that first thread, and you'd be good to go. So if that was a design revision, that's one I would suggest. Here's a close-up of the nib. This is a medium. All their pens right now have a medium-sized nib. These are number 6 size nibs. I believe it's a Yovo. I'll correct myself in the description or flash something on the screen if I'm wrong. They are just limited to that right now just because they're quite a small shop. but they have this micro bead blasting on here, and the ink flow is fantastic. And to top it off, every nib is inspected and adjusted, tuned and smooth, whatever it needs to do to perform. So that way, right out of the box, this thing has worked absolutely perfectly. By the way, every time I get a brand new pen, this is the angle I go for to check the nib really quick. And everything here is good. No canyoning, no baby's bottom, alignment is good, and it's super smooth. Okay, I gave you all the close-ups and details. Let's do size comparison, dimensions, and then the best part of all, I will write with it. Going down the line, we have the Mont Blanc 149 Lamy All-Star, the Dodecagon, an Asvine V126, and an Esterbrook Raven. And you can see with the cap off, it's the longest pen out of the bunch, and look how long that section is, even longer than, say, on a Lamy Safari. So you got lots of options. No matter where you're gripping, you got tons of room to work with. And next to the Symmetry model, they are almost identical. That looks like maybe 1 millimeter longer, but they're pretty close. And not that it looks any good, but they do share the same threads, so you can mix and match if you are really into that. And I just discovered on my Symmetry, which has the branded nib, it's got the Bach on there, so yeah, this is most likely a Bach nib as well. Actual dimensions, just about 146 in the length. Just the pen is like 138.6. Widest diameter is like 15 and change. Section starts off around 12 millimeters, 10.3 or so at the narrow neck part, and we're over 35 millimeters for the section length. With about a half-filled converter, we got 24.2 for the weight of the overall pen. When you're right, you got just the pen body, 17.4. Again, I can't compliment them enough on just the overall build quality, the machining, just even design selection when it comes to size and weights and everything else. I think it's quite smart because this will accommodate the vast majority of hands. Even a smaller hand, it's not going to be back weighted. A larger hand, you got tons of pen. Low grippers, high grippers, whatever. You want a fatter grip, just grip a little further back. You like it narrower, just go down there. And that translates into a comfortable pen that you can write really well with. So let's do that right now. Writing with the pen is lovely. The nib is perfect. It's tuned. It's wet. Everything's great. It missed a little bit down here. When you chit chat about a pen, when you're doing a YouTube video and the cap is off and you're pointing out things and doing all this and that for 10-15 minutes, and it's going to dry up a little bit. So that is me because I'm doing a video, not how the pen operates. That's actually the first time it's ever done that. But I got to tell you, the fact that they tune and adjust and smooth nibs as they need to before they send it off, that is huge. On this pen and on this pen, they do it on all their pens. I think that is a very smart thing to do. Everybody loves a perfect pen out of the box. If you're looking to pick one of these up, go to the Eureka site. I'll have a link down below. What you're going to see right now is everything is sold, at least when I checked yesterday. That's just they're popular, limited capacity, as I mentioned. So what you have to do is you pick a pen, and it says big letters right at the top of each page of each pen you choose to send them an email. They have the email address on there. You copy the page that you're on. So let's say it's this pen that you want, or whichever one. You copy the link, you send them an email with your information, and attach that link and tell them what you want. Your name goes into a queue. First come, first serve. So patience is a virtue, and that's okay. They're not, a major retailer that has a ton of pens in stock and they can ship it to you and it arrives at your door in 3 or 4 days. That's not how it's going to work. It's coming from South Korea too, so it's going to take a little bit of time. So work with them, make it something that a little surprise. So you put an order in and you don't know when you're going to get it, and it shows up one day and you're super excited, right? Look at it as that way. This pen here, the Ultem Dodecagon, you got more machining going on here, stuff like that. So this one's a little bit more than the standard Symmetry that I reviewed before. This is kind of their most economical pen. There's even two pricing. So if you buy it through PayPal, it's like $143. If you use another payment method, Wise, it's 1/30. So I guess there's fewer fees with the Wise payment system versus PayPal, and so they pass that savings on to the customer. I think I covered everything I could possibly cover. One thing I'll add is big thanks to Eureka for sending me another fantastic pen to review. Keep on doing what you're doing. If you could do a little more of it, that would be cool. Everyone would love that. But we understand where you're at. I hope everyone who's looking to order one of these understands as well. Make it fun. Have a little bit of patience. If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them. So leave a comment down there. Thumbs uppy. And if you haven't, you might as well hit subscribe, because until then, we'll catch you next time.